Hello! We're back on TS, where we tell it like it is and let the chips fall where the bloody hell may. And as we say all the time, folks, truth crashed to earth shall rise again. And then finally, folks, and we say this all the time, the levels of Jandam, as they rise, we will overrise. And like I say all the time, we shall suffocate all Jandam with the truth. That's all we have. The truth is all we have. And then my final question before I begin today, ladies and gentlemen, what time is it? And as you always say, it's nation time. It's nation time. Today, you know what I want to talk about? Ghana is 69. What else? Do you know that, when you're growing old, like me, 70, if you get to the age of 70 and you don't have anything substantial to show for, you know what they say in Twi? They mean that the person could not live a full, decent life. And so if we're going to look at things, we'll say, Shirley, Ghana 70. So far, what we can possibly say is that Yamobra. But let me rewind a little bit. I thanked everybody who voted massively for change. And you know what I said? I said the decision we made on that day to vote massively meant only one thing. It meant that we have taken a stand on the right side of history. What can I say? And then I explained, what do you mean by say we are taking a stand on the right side of history? There are always two choices that is open to us. Always two choices. And in this case, as a nation, politically, with our history, the choices that were open to us was, please, reset and move in the right direction, or stay in the old direction and be doomed. So when I said that we voted on the right side of history, all I'm saying is that we should thank each other that we voted to change course. Because for me, if we had gone the same way we wanted to go, it would have been doomed. Maka. So we stood on the right side of history and voted for this change. Now, my episode today is going to be about this. 69 years old, we've been through a lot. Some of us remember all the stages we've been through, but this show is not for those, for that time. We've been through a lot. And there's a favorite song that the gang women do. This one, I'm going way back to my childhood. I used to worship at the Osu Presbyterian Church. I used to worship there. And there was a time that they would invite the women's class to come and dance. And they were doing a dance that they call Ajo Ajabeng. Ajo Ajabeng. I don't know what it means, but the dance physically is this. So tell you watch. Ajo Ajabeng. You'll be dancing, and the woman will be going forward, forward. And then somebody will start say, say means reverse. Say going back. So we'll be going forward, then here say, and then when here say, then there's the reverse. And that I love that Ajo Ajabeng. Then we go back. Why am I saying this? Because I did a show one time called Ghana 50. I performed. And I sang this song, went forward and went back. And I said, that has been the story of Ghana. As we're going forward, we're all happy that we are moving in the right direction. Then, we hear the chorus, now reverse album. Then we go back. Today, now that we are 69, almost 70, I'm saying, Ghana, time out. Let us stop the SSA. We cannot afford, after 69 years, to keep going forward and back. For me, unfortunately, the previous administration was in reverse. And yes, SSA, we are going forward, so we'll go back. It was full speed back. Reverse. All the way back. So taking a decision on the right side of history was that we decided that we're going in reverse. And this has to stop. And for me, the nation was at a tipping point. And when they say you are tipping, it means you are at a pinnacle and you're about to tip. And the tipping is this: you either tip into prosperity or you tip into chaos. So we took a decision on the right side of history and decided that we will tip into prosperity. And that was the reason for the change. So all I'm saying today, folks, let us examine ourselves critically. Our ups and downs in the last 69 years. And so when we have done that critical analysis, we can decide, say, Charlie, these are the things that worried us. So let us avoid those loopholes. And yes, sir, believe it or not, we will tip and go back. I kid you not, too. Every time, and I say here, and I say that if John Mahama, for any reason, and I would say Tofiakwa, God forbid, but if a capital I, capital F, he should fail, trust me, it will be doomed for Ghana. Maybe you don't know why. Let me tell you why. Because we have suffered. We've been through 69 years. We've been through governments, civilian, democracy, military, to a point where for the first time in our history, in the Fourth Republic, we seem to be gauging in the right direction. And things seem to be going in the right direction. Folks, the worst thing that can happen to Ghana right now is another Sese. We can't afford it all. Let me repeat that. The worst thing that will happen in Ghana right now is another Sese. We can't continue to dance a jabeng from this time on. Let's go forward. You see, fortunately for us, whether you like it or not, we are very lucky to have John Dramani Mahama in power. And the reason I'm saying we are very lucky is that finally we have a leader who is tolerant, we have a leader who is compassionate, and we have a leader who is thinking of the right things to do to keep us on track. Fortunately, but unfortunately, he's up against an opposition that do not give a hoot. He's up against an opposition that want power by any means necessary. He's up against the opposition which is bent on making sure that he fails.
I want him to fail. I want my party to win the 2028 election.
So you want him to fail?
I don't want Mahama to succeed as in succeeding, because I want my party to win.
If Mahama should fail this time again, after all the initial good starts, if he should fail again, if that should happen again, and we start going Sese again, we are doomed. That's why I keep saying, oh, Charlie, every responsible government needs a check, needs an opposition to point out, hey, this is where you went wrong, let's go this way, or this is where we go wrong, let's go this way. But I'm telling you, when you have an opposition that is just bent on destroying you, be careful. Because they are not there to point out the right things and the wrong things. They are just bent there to make sure that you fail. We know it. We see it. So that's why I say, fortunately, we have a president that seems to have the temperament and a good heart and a willing direction. Unfortunately for him, he has opposition for which most of them are just bent on having him destroyed and failed, so that what they too can come to power.
I want him to fail. I want my party to win the 2028 election.
So you want him to fail?
I don't want Mahama to succeed as in succeeding, because I want my party to win.
Folks, and I'm telling you right, I'm looking at you eyeball to eyeball. I'm putting my glasses on. I'm showing my eyeball to eyeball. Trust me. If for any reason there's a failure, and we have to go Sese, we are going Sese all the way back into the grips of anarchy. I'm telling you. So that's why I always say, me, I don't care who you belong, party you belong to. If Ghana is going in the right direction, let's back it. Because the right direction does not guarantee here, because right, you bet me a sidetrack it. It's very natural that we sidetrack. But if we're going in the right direction, let's back it. That's why I was very happy when JM formed that committee of 12 of distinguished ladies and gentlemen, including Kwame Pianim, I think Sam Jonah, Ishmael Yamson.
In constituting this group, I was guided by several principles. First, experience and institutional memory. Some members of PAGE have served across different administrations, including during my earlier tenure in office. This continuity is important. Experience allows us to sustain what has worked, correct what has failed, and avoid repeating costly mistakes. Second, diversity of expertise and sectoral balance. Members bring expertise and experience spanning fiscal policy, monetary management, capital markets, private enterprise, academia, and the real economy. Third, gender and generational balance. Economic policy must reflect the full breadth of national talent. PAGE reflects a strong representation of women, young professionals, seasoned practitioners, and scholars, including the elderly, whose insights will enrich our deliberations. This breadth is not symbolic, it's strategic.
People of seasoned reasoning, some of whom are CPP, some of whom are MPP, some of whom are NDC. I mean, blatantly. But he put all of them together, said, Charlie, this is not time for the partisan division, so let us come together and build this nation. So he put that committee together. Let's see what happens. But no, folks, the length and short of everything I'm saying is that we have reached a point in our history, and we can't afford to pray for the government to fail. It would be stupid, it would be unintelligent, and it would be a sign of mental health. Masa, yeah, bro. Some of you just came up recently, so most of you do not know what this nation has gone through. But I'm telling you, what this country has gone through. Every time I hear people talking, we have Ghana. We started with Singapore. Look at Singapore. Have you seen the picture of the Singapore, the capital city? Look at where Singapore is. We got our independence around the same time. Look at where Singapore is and where Ghana is. You can't even begin to compare the two countries. And you know why I don't like that argument? Because let me tell you, folks, if you know the level of consciousness of the average Singaporean, you will salute them when you see them. If you know the consciousness of the average Singaporean, which they have been groomed to respect their country, they have been groomed to love their country, and they have been groomed to make sure that they can contribute to the development of their country. It's in their DNA. And we Ghana, we have been groomed to say, if you have to spoil it, spoil it. Even when you're working very well, trying to be a great worker to help it, they'll ask you, is the company for your father? So the grooming is different too. So Ghana, the Ghanaians will keep saying, Singapore for the 30, Singapore for the first 30. Go further and realize that even though we started with Singapore, or even possibly ahead of them, how come have they overtaken us? They kept the focus. Omanya says, they looked straight and decided we are going straight, and let's go straight. Folks, that's all I'm saying. That after 69 years, the nation is tired. And I'm telling you, and I say, God forbid, but if the NDC for any reason should go say, we will not like the results. Because Nipa Bre, maybe some of you aren't, but Nipa Bro, we have to move this nation forward. We must build the Ghana we want. And the Ghana we want is a Ghana that has room for anybody to grow, be free to express themselves, and to prosper. We don't have that. You know yet. That's why every time I say, Chale, Mahama, congrats. The roads, the developments that have started.
As I said at the launch of the Big Push program, the whole of Ghana is going to become a construction site. Mr. Speaker, Ghanaians can already testify that serious road works are underway across the country. Mr. Speaker, the Accra-Kumasi Expressway will be a 198.7 kilometer, 6-lane high-speed motorway. This expressway is designed to connect Ghana's two largest cities, Accra and Kumasi.
The GDP.
Mr. Speaker, our economy has grown significantly. In 2025, Ghana's GDP is expected to reach $113 billion, an increase from $83 billion at the end of 2024. This has placed Ghana among the top 10 largest economies in Africa. Mr. Speaker, average GDP growth for the first 3 quarters of 2025 is reported at 6.1%. But growth means nothing without discipline. Our primary surplus reached 2.6% of GDP, far exceeding our target of 1.5%. Mr. Speaker, we closed our fiscal deficit at 3.1%, well below the projected 3.8%. Mr. Speaker, this is not prudent governance. It is promise-keeping, and it has benefited households and businesses because we have borrowed less and spent more responsibly.
The currency.
Mr. Speaker, to the interesting part. Exchange rate volatility has long been at the heart of hardship in Ghanaian households. We made currency stability a priority, and Mr. Speaker, we have delivered. Mr. Speaker, we did not arrest the dollar. We strengthened the Cedi to put up a good fight against the other currencies. Mr. Speaker, we did not arrest the dollar. We strengthened the Cedi to put up a good fight against the other currencies. And I'm pleased to report to this House that the Cedi appreciated by 40.7% against the US dollar and by 30.9% against the British pound and by 24% against the euro.
The positive effects of the Cedi appreciation on the economy is second to none. The amount of companies that want to come and invest in Ghana, bar none.
Interest rates have fallen, confidence has returned, private businesses are breathing again.
I know he mentioned during his state of the SONA that there's the thought to revive Ghana Airways airline.
In fulfillment of my pledge to re-establish a national airline, a 10-member task force established to oversee this initiative has submitted a business model and operational framework to guide the selection of a strategic partner for the new national airline. And this new national airline will take off soon, inshallah.
He just threw that out there. Those of us who have done a little bit of research into that will say you'll be amazed at the levels that people are going to make sure that we have a Ghana airline. In short, folks, the decision and the agenda is so positive.
Today, Mr. Speaker, I can say to you with confidence, Ghana is back. Ghana is working again. And Ghana is open for business. The fundamentals are improving, and the path to sustained acceleration is very clear to everyone. From the outset, we resolved to choose discipline over waste, reform over excuses, and stability over speculation. As a responsible government, our first order of business was to halt the economic hemorrhaging and restore order to our public finances. We tightened expenditure and commitment controls. We improved payables reporting and conducted a comprehensive audit of 2024 commitments to restore credibility and discipline. Mr. Speaker, these measures have begun to deliver some of the most remarkable economic outcomes in decades. Mr. Speaker, as we approach the celebration of our 69th independence anniversary, we do so not only with pride in our past, but also with renewed hope for our future.
So folks, 69, in the part was, but we have to prove to the world, say, yes, we're Bobo Bra. And one of the main things we can prove to the world, say, Bobo Bra, is really, I'm really hoping that we never have to go back to the IMF. Because the IMF is not a charity. They give you a loan, and they make sure you pay back, and they make sure you pay back with conditions. So I hope we never have to go back. As I say, you know, if you dance our way back to the arms of the IMF, we are going back. The important thing is this: we have the capacity not to go back. Folks, let me tell you this. Unfortunately, I said two things. I said, fortunately, we have a president that is well-meaning, well-tempered, who has a good temperament. And unfortunately for him, he is up against an opposition who wants to make sure that the future will be derailed. He does. So I am saying this. And this is what people call we can't sing. And I'm going to tell you, say, it's going to be absolutely stupid and ridiculous in the minds of people. But let me tell you, if we value Ghana, before I get to that, listen to this. What do they say about the great US of A? They're talking about two major parties. There are other small parties, but they don't go anywhere in the elections. So in the US of A, they have the Democrats and they have the Republicans. And just like we have NDC and NPP, Democrats and Republicans have been going back and forth. But something about the American system, let me tell you this, folks. It doesn't matter whether the president is a Democrat, like Obama was, or whether the president is a Republican, like Donald Trump is. They have their own little differences and things. But at the bottom line, at the center of everything, is to make America great. They don't have anything, their permanent interest of all the Democrats and Republicans in America. It's one thing. America should rise up and be great. Some of them maybe get carried away and do foolish things. Some of them will try and stay in track. But at the end of the day, it's all about how America can be great. That's why in my own stupid mind, and I'm saying it's stupid mind because many people who know that they understand politics. Many people of that ilk who know and think that they understand politics will think that what I'm saying is the most stupid thing. But what should happen? And Ghana should set the pace and show Africa and the world that we have put Ghana first. The appeal is this to Mahama and the NDC. No CCA. Accomplishments in 1 year in office were phenomenal. And it's very sad, the reaction that comes from the minority. So we don't give a hoot We are out here to make sure you never come back again. We are out here to make sure you fail. What the hell does the macro and Mahama mean to us?
And they are here telling us inflation, macroeconomics, lebedi. Macroeconomics lebedi.
This is what I'm talking about though. In politics, it looks real. Yeah, politics. I can be to the point that you know of a big conspiracy happening in the security service and you're going to blow your cover and it's a big scandal waiting to happen.
Mr. Speaker, we are happy they are showing a picture trying to embarrass the former finance minister. We've seen, but very soon, let me assure you that somebody, a senior appointee who is in charge of this tribe net, would go to jail. So the one behind TribeNet, the one who introduced TribeNet to the ministry, who is chopping money, Mr. Speaker, we are happy you are showing. Very soon we'll bring a picture. Then you will see the one in charge of TribeNet duping innocent Ghanaians, duping their unemployed youths. There are many youth who are looking for jobs, and this TribeNet with the connivance of an appointee of government, she will be exposed. So you continue with Kenoforiata. Soon and very soon, it will be your turn.
It is fantastic politics. But in nation building, it sucks. It's unintelligent just because most of the things that were being said were all false. So it was very, very unintelligent. But in the eyes of Nipa Dear, it doesn't take us anywhere. Folks, I'm happy that he retracted. I'm happy that he came to apologize.
If, Mr. Speaker, the text of my concerns reflected so, it is hereby accordingly withdrawn. And, Mr. Speaker, as colleagues, when a member feels strongly about a statement which is unintended, the right thing to do is to withdraw and apologize to him. Mr. Speaker, I proceed to do so and to assure him that concerns that would arise out of any matter shall be properly be brought to his attention. But on this matter, as I've said before, I will repeat it for Hansa, that anything related to him or his ministry is withdrawn. And again, apologies to him.
And I hope that his fellow people who were backing him up are also thinking, say, at the end of the day, folks, I have nothing against any minority that is trying to correct the government, because I will. Where I see that the government is messing up and not going in the right direction, tune into this program. We will say it. Why? Because we want to build a nation. That's all. That's all. You know? But this agenda that anything that doesn't come from our party, let's destroy. Asenso Boakye, relatively very, very intelligent young man. One time you're heading the roads ministry. How on earth, what do you go and sleep and think about and decide to wake up saying, say, this idea of building Kumasi Accra Expressway, let me oppose it?
Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Asenso Boakye suggested that the proposed Accra-Kumasi Expressway is wasteful. And that we in the opposition opposed the dualization. Mr. Speaker, that cannot be the case. Mr. Speaker, I was surprised and amazed to see a colleague, member of parliament, particularly an MP from Kumasi, to describe the project as wasteful. Mr. Speaker, an MP of which the road is leading to his constituency will say that the road is is wasteful. Mr. Speaker, to the extent that the said MP wrote to the president to say to the president that don't do that project. Mr. Speaker, I am surprised. I am surprised. I am surprised. Mr. Speaker, I'm surprised to hear that. And so, Mr. Speaker, let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. That this road from Accra to Kumasi is more than a road. It is opening up a country. So for an MP from that constituency to write and to say that the road is wasteful and we should not do it, and write to the president that the president should not do the project, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, it's untenable. Right, Honorable Speaker.
What apart from pure partisan, immature politics? What else? Me Pacho, I'm not saying don't complain if you are in the position. Complain all you want, but the best thing, especially those who are in the forefront of complaints, is complain and show evidence. This is what we have, so that people like us will be empowered to back you because you have showed evidence. But if not, please let us, for once, after 69 freaking years. Okay, this is the 9, and I could do 70, and young more bra, and kai, yeah, Fatakras, yeah, before say, yeah, mema, and I am ma, okay, member whom, and then whom, as a nation, yeah, more bra. We have been great before, but it's here where we are, no, yeah, shada more brasa. So all I'm saying is that now that we have the evidence that we are heading in some kind of direction that is right, let us all join. I'm glad he set up that multi-party distinguished people of intelligence. I'm sure when they meet and they start talking, it won't be by 80 people they say and 9 people they say that. It will not matter. Charlie, this 69 years that we've been through, useless partisan politics plays about 90% of why we are where we are now. Enemy here, the opposition, you oppose yempe. It doesn't make sense. But if it makes sense for you and you think it makes you feel good, you continue that trajectory. I am hoping you don't. But I'm a politician. I am somebody who is looking for nation building. And if I think now that at least the signs show that nation building is in the right place, why and for what reason will I say, Charlie, let this government also fail so that we go and try another one?
I want him to fail. I want my party to win the 2028 election.
So you want him to fail?
I don't want Mahama to succeed as in succeeding, because I want my party to win.
So folks have been 69 years. Some of us, we are tired though. We saw everything. We saw Nkrumah's government. We saw the NLC coming to power. We saw the NLC leaving power and handing over power to the Buzia Progress Party. We saw it. We saw Kutu Champon came and overthrew Buzia. We saw a palace coup when the Kutu was in power, and Kufu led a palace coup and overthrew Kutu Champon. We saw it. We saw J.J. Rawlings also coming in to overthrow Kutu and killing 4 former heads of states. We saw it. We saw J.J. hand over power to Leman, People's National Party. He handed over power to him. And we saw J.J. come back and take over the reins of government from Leman. We saw it. JJ came in as the Provisional National Defense Council when he overthrew Leman. And after a while, he dropped the Provisional National Defense Council and turned it into the National Democratic Congress. We saw it! National Democratic Congress stayed in power a bit, and then it went over to Kufuor. We saw it. Kufuor stayed in power, and then through elections we went back to Atamil's. We saw it. As Atamil died in power, and JM, who was the vice president to Atamil's, became the president. We saw it. We saw JM maligned so much We were alive. Oh. We saw Jem maligned so much and created lies so much about him that he was overthrown, and we saw Akufo-Addo come into power. Akufo-Addo came and he says, yeah, Mobododo. Ghana, yeah, Mobododo. It is Kaso, and so come the end.
Yeah, Mobo Ghana. It is Kaso, or may you hear my. Then nam a memoir enquietino. I come the end.
So we all got the hope, so finally, and we saw it. And we saw the decadence and decay under Nana-Addo. And so Mahama, who was maligned and kicked out of office, came back. And he's back now to take the lead, to take over the presidency. We have seen it all, folks. We're not saying to Braxi, and so what? When you today, and when you today, and so what? So we have grown enough to know that some of the stupid things we did that has been causing this instability, that has been causing this CCA, comes from us as a people. We are not getting to a point where they are that's what is causing all these changes. From 56 to as we speak. Now we're and now there are people also standing there. Look, say, what's one calling Yamra? To hell! Join hands and let's do it and do it once and for all. If the people go to the polls and say, but this idea of backbiting and lying deliberately, all these, have you gone about all the lies about cocoa farmers? How cocoa farmers were incited to rise up against the government because where there were intelligent reasons, explainable reasons, it didn't because of politics. Now even the cocoa farmers have realized, hey Charlie, say Ivory Coast Croano, they are buying the cocoa much less than they used to buy it in Ghana. Hey, so maybe there's something. Why? Massa, Charlie, I don't know how to speak because it frustrated me. Because to me, in my simple mind, I call it simple mind, we can all come together as one people and build this nation. And if we can't come together as one people building the nation, and I see that JM is seriously building the nation, then let's support him. That's the least we can do. But don't plan on him failing. Massa, now the biggest issue now is electricity. Who is not suffering from electricity? Should I show you my bills that I pay? Should I show you the bills that my company is paying and other people all across Ghana? The electricity is crazy. So folks, the intelligent to do now is for Mr. Government, please take this very, very serious. Sit down and deal with it. Nipa bread into your bills. And it's affecting everybody in any party. So media, all I can say is that at 69, when we say what else, how can we look forward? Let's fix this. These meters, and we all know when these meters came into this country, just as the MPP was leaving, a contract was given for these meters to come and replace the old meters. And Ghanaians, even at that time, you say Hussein Bolt. Yes, some meters now, a Hussein Bolt.
Meter for France, Abba. 3 days, Makoto 1 million, Koto Yanasa. So, my sister, or Madame M1. A man, sister, meter than Walton. I'm a crow for some of us, meter away, and they are brave. Say, you so, men play meter away, once I know the other than. What talk to goose for an answer? What talk to goose for? Say, Sumo, say a deal. Meter say, Sumo, say a spread in a bowl of beans me. Where the sun meter when we were for better use. Enemy, who Okuta, Kotoba, and you'll be a mamma, not say. Yes, I say, this I'm talking for. Not that we got over with Simon Confanahe. Caqueta, no quarter, say now, quarter home battle. Now the other the shaman and a wobble. I found a barber the gusso. Who backos your toy and a gusso. We are saying our battle home battle, Sabo, Caqueta. What's it be that? Ah, oh, we are saying now back where saying I go Frobi. I'm not bet you ma I go Frobi ababama. Ubo kwe me gusi ya friend meter with them on family the other than them. No my family the no compare than.
Meter rate be 200 cedis. It will use a month. And it will take more than 1,000. And so they use a boson other. We tell them that bread and when we are some meter from like we tell them bread and more so much years of country. So me any time you know as a some told me use meter and you have 10 million a month. Are they money better? And this is something no.
Meter you use in India, we need the Anyakura. First one na bohonum. Jumbe 2 year no. And on the non year. A chin way. When you got to ya see nasa, you told ya see nasa.
Well, whether you are aware or not, JM, Pacho, the effects of this Hussein Bolt meters is under your administration. When I face it, and you're not the bio, when I the bio, or administration they face it, and there's going to be a lot of backlash from the people who are determined that you must fail. This is like a very, very profitable grounds to stand on. Now say you must see the ye, must say dollar no from my twin tables.
Dollar every 14 cedis. About 10 cedis. Inflation every 23 cedis. About 23 cedis. About 3.4. And that's at 3.6%. Now fuel price every 14 cedis. About 9 cedis. What the government should be doing as we speak is to reduce our electricity tariffs for us in this country based on the IMF conditionality. So when the IMF conditionality na here you ma pa dia and here niama na IMF say yama cost to reflect no say niama ni na dey confirm it's in case say you see electricity.
So all I can advise, JM, Your Excellency, you fix Dumsor. I remember when I interviewed you and it says you will fix Dumsor. You have fixed the dollar Cedi crisis. You fixed it. We saw where fuel was going on. You fixed it. The GDP dropping like crazy. You fixed it. Honorable Excellency JM, the economy which was in the gutter, it was in the latrine. Now say, you have started fixing it. And it's getting there. It's on the rebound. And on that same note, I will appeal to you, Mr. President. This electricity crisis, the prices, may Pacho fix it. If anybody can, you can. Fix it. I know, I told for saying you are the guys who do the magician and say, you better if you are the best, see what you can do because Ghanaians are suffering. And don't allow this one thing to come and crowd the great things that you have done that we are all extremely proud of. So 69, folks, this is what the whole show is about too. At 69, how do we go forward? I am saying the best way to go forward is for right-thinking Ghanaians, no matter their political party, no matter their religion, no matter their ethnic background, to start understanding for once that we are all one nation. We are all one people. And we all have one destiny. Me and you, at the end of the day, we own this country. At the end of the day, we must take ownership of this country and not sit back and say, oh, there's some government that should do something. And no. We own this country. So it's time for us to take ownership of this country and pledge ourselves, say, Charlie, we sing together or we swim together. So folks, this was all about where do we go from here? Ghana 69, and I'm saying, let us understand that SSA is out of the equation. Ghana 69, let us borrow the words of Kwame Nkrumah, forward ever and backward never. Backward is SSA. Backward is going SSA. Let us decide now. Ghana has risen, forward ever, backward never. This is the lesson we should learn at 69. Otherwise, we shall repeat the same old bloody mistakes we have made. We'll see coup d'etats happening again. We'll see the youth demonstrating again. We'll see all the nasty things which we have seen before. Now, I won't talk about it today, but we saw times when the National Union of Ghana Students Choir rose up, and there were the reasons that Chikuto Champon was overthrown. But this is not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, we have seen the trajectory of what we have been through, and we know what happened that set us back. So I'm begging Ghana for Assistant 9, let us resolve. Say, nothing should set us back. JM, I beg you, you have the helm now. And like I say all the time, you did not come to repair a broken country, you came to build a republic. So let us all back you to make sure you build one strong, formidable republic. And we'll say, once and for all, Ghana has risen.